Louisiana Beer Reviews looks at Bracia, rich dark ale from Thornbridge Hall of Central England.
I'm so excited.
Now,
I feel like if I were a beer, that this would be my flavor profile.
Okay, well, first let me say that this was sent to me from Germany by Arthur. And Arthur Kulik is known on YouTube as Canopus.
Thanks, Arthur.
He wanted to send me all these beers, and I was like, no, don't send me all these beers. That's a lot of money. No, I just want you to review it. So my fans, or my viewers, I don't know if they're fans, but
why would they watch?
They are nice because they send me all these beers. All right, anyway, DHL did apparently drop the box and break 3 of the beers. Then they put them all back together in a bag with broken glass, and it was all wet and everything when I opened it. I was like, what the? So I had to rinse it all off. And I guess they were hoping I wouldn't notice. But when I picked up the box...
That you wouldn't notice a bag of broken glass.
When I picked up the box on the porch, it felt loose. And I was like, this doesn't feel like a normal shipping box. And it was just, I don't know when and where it was broken, but it was still wet. And I don't know. Anyway.
That's ridiculous.
This is best before October 24th of 2018. So it's got a lot of life, lots of life on it.
So you could actually let it sit in the shelf and get...
Okay. It is 10% alcohol. They use water, barley malt, wheat, hops, yeast, and chestnut honey, a type of honey. Please store upright in a cool, dark place. I did. But it was shipped in the heat. Like most beers, they say be very delicate. I watch beers get shipped, and some of them are very expensive craft beers, and they're sitting in a truck for hours in the heat. So believe me, they're durable. The malts, the barley malts are Maris Otter, brown, Munich, dark crystal, black, chocolate, peated, and roasted barley malt. All of that.
Nice.
The hops are Target, Pioneer, Hallertau, Northern Brewer, and Sriracha Ace. It's released in limited quantities,
Limited quality beers.
Right. Most of them are horrible, but a few are good. Anyway, so this is the first of the 11 surviving beers. I would have liked to try the other 3, but unfortunately these things happen. He said he shipped some beer to somebody else once, and all of them were broken.
So you got lucky, huh?
The entire batch was smashed. And then the company said, we
ridiculous.
cannot guarantee liquids when you send that out. That's your problem. Okay. So when I saw honey, I said, okay, she's going to want a honey beer.
I want to try some of those other ones, but if I would have waited like 2 days, this would have been gone, so I had to get on it.
No, because I'm very backlogged on my own. So I wasn't going to do any beer reviews for days. I'm backlogged.
Oh, so I can come later and do the German ones, the other ones.
Yeah.
I can't have the pretty glass ever.
You can have this one. I'll take the shelf glass.
Thank
All right.
Appreciate that sometimes.
They're about the same size.
I like glasses, so this is cute.
It gets an outstanding score on Beer Advocate. The Bros haven't had it. And it gets a 100 out of 100 on Rate Beer and a 100 out of 100 for the style, traditional strong ale.
So we're doing this before the Bros. Whoa.
Yeah, well, they don't do all of them because there's so many. And then there's some video reviews for this beer, but only about 4 or 5, and those are from European reviewers. So apparently this is not available here in America.
Okay.
I know Simon Martin did it, a few others. Okay, well, anyhow. It's strong. They said they give a tasting profile on here. They said aromas of cappuccino, chocolate, fresh peel, I guess that's a citrus peel, licorice, and hazelnuts with a little peat in the finish.
It smells kind of like Guinness, actually.
Guinness. Okay, well that is a dark ale also. Doesn't have honey in it.
No, it just reminds me... But it reminds me of a beer I've tried before, and I can't think of which one. It has a very familiar smell. Guinness comes to mind.
Now, the Guinness Extra Stout, which is commonly sold in America, is 6% alcohol. The Draft, which is very common in Europe on draft and in America, is 4%, about 4 or 4.1. There's the Foreign Extra Stout, which is sent out to other countries, which is 7.5. I don't think they make a 10% Guinness, but there are a lot of varieties, and it's possible.
And then there's the Guinness fresh at the brewery in Dublin, which is the best Guinness you'll ever have in your life.
That was better than what you get here at the store?
Yes.
And y'all had it on draft or from bottles?
Draft, it was fresh. Like it was
on the cask?
Yeah.
I guess cask.
So
Would they pump
good.
it?
I think so. Yeah, we I lost my beer ticket, unfortunately. Someone shared with me. It was a rough day. But I had like the Guinness in the bottle just isn't as good. At the Holy Ground bar in New Orleans, I had a Guinness, and it was okay. It was good. It wasn't like Dublin level good.
It was draft or the bottle can? Or
Draft.
can. Okay.
Yeah. They have a good selection over there of imports.
Now the head wasn't too thick. Usually when they're real strong like that, it won't be. It's dark tan, I guess, like almost into brown, but tan, I think. And it's almost a black beer. It's black, really. Let me see what the light's shining at it.
Yeah, I mean,
Doesn't change it. It's
smells
opaque.
dark.
Sometimes you'll pick up some red highlights, but it's just nothing's coming through it.
what is peat again?
Well,
I think of like moss and wood. Like
peat is like old rotted vegetable matter that gets in the ground and builds up like a coal, almost like a charcoal, and they cut it out of the bogs
There's, like,
in
peat
Ireland
moss.
and England, and they burn it like bricks.
yes,
with
oh, like
vegetable
peat
matter.
fires. Okay.
Yeah.
A lot of 18th century literature references.
Yeah, so it's made out of like compacted organic
Sounds yum.
matter. Well, it
Brown
smells
vegetables.
a little bit roasted, a little bit.
There's definitely something in here. Like I don't necessarily smell honey.
I would say all of those things, dark malts,
Almost woody.
maybe the cappuccino, maybe the licorice and the dark cherries, dark fruits. And syrupiness. Well, it's one of the most elaborate aromas I've ever smelled.
Yeah, it's really intense.
It's not like just dark. Guinness does have a lot of elaborate aromas if you drink it and you really think about it. Even the bottle ones you get here or the can.
Yeah.
If you just rush through it, no. But if
No,
you,
I'm not saying it's just like Guinness. I'm
li-
just saying it kind of reminded me.
well, yeah, that's always good to go with your first impression because it usually is something in your brain telling you this. You know, that's what happens to me a lot. I'll think of a beer all of a sudden.
No, if this were Guinness, I would have a single tear going down my face. What?
It's strong now. It does taste very roasted and sweet.
What did I just drink? Oh my god.
Strong ale. I'm getting really dark bread, some fudge, some licorice, some cappuccino, some cream.
I'm getting all that. The cherry, like you mentioned. It's
Smoky.
bitter.
It's bitter from
It
like
is
You ever had something that was burnt, like if you burnt some
Yeah.
cheese sauce or something, and you get a lot of that charcoal, or not charcoal, but you know the carbon, the burnt, and it has that bitterness, that stringent bitterness, and that's what that has.
Yes. Oh my god. Tastes like the midnight sky over a gallows on a hill
Yeah, all right.
in the Scottish Highlands, and like crushed velvet and like dead
Yeah, I've never tasted any of those
flowers.
things, but I have tasted all the other things. It is very
Oh my
bitter.
God.
It's not.
Tastes like a Welsh witch's dark soul.
I don't know if it's a.
So dark.
I don't know if it's It's not like a hoppy bitterness, but that probably is there in the back. But it's almost like the burnt bitterness.
Oh my god. It tastes like All Hallows Eve in the 17th century if it was also an eclipse.
Yeah. Okay. Well, what do
Yeah.
you? But all of that aside, what do you like it or not?
You know, it's hard to say. What does like
Because you know Guinness
even mean?
You know, because Guinness is not a burnt flavor.
Guinness is not even in the equation anymore. Guinness is incomparable with that perfect foam note. This is also incomparable. I really can't say I've ever had anything liquid.
I usually
that.
pronounce it like incomparable, but I guess that's either way you can say that word.
What did I say?
Incomparable.
Incomparable. Yeah, incomparable's nice.
They're the same word, but
I read a lot of words I don't hear said that often.
so you just pronounce it. Yeah, that's
I remember when
common.
I was in like 6th grade, I thought macabre was pronounced macabre, and I was like, macabre doesn't even sound scary. This is a very macabre beer.
The mouthfeel is heavy,
Sinister.
syrupy, and the finish is
Ominous.
the finish is
Oh my god.
it's rich. You know, it's like
It's just so
in
burnt.
between wet and dry. It's got a booze burn.
It does have a booze burn, and it's hard for me to even enjoy the more like complex, nuanced flavors because it's like they took all those complex, nuanced flavors and then just burned them.
Yeah, so you have no obligation to like it. I think it's good. I don't know where
when the Vikings would go and they would burn villages, and this is like what the smoke of the burning villages tastes like.
It's a little too... No, I can't say it's too smoky. I like the smokiness. It's a little too bitter from the burn. It's like they roasted it a little too much, I think. It's a little too burnt. But,
I mean, it's not...
I'm going to go with outstanding. I'm going to say A+ because it does have so much rich complexity. It's really a sipper beer. You wouldn't want to drink this too fast. It's so strong, you would get affected by it. But it's a little bit carbonated. There's a little carbonation in the back.
I don't hate it. I just almost don't... My mouth doesn't know what to do with it.
Okay.
My mouth is like...
I'm giving it a rating of an A+. Because I think it...
Is this even allowed to be called a beer?
But I wouldn't say A+. I mean, I wouldn't say world class because it's got some of those little negatives in it. You know, no, it's not world class like I did the one from...
This is basically a mead.
From Russian... No,
it's not a mead. But this is like what...
Well, you're just not used to drinking the strong
14th century
ales.
alchemists would have drank in their laboratories.
You're just not used to the strong dark ales. I'm more, used to them. So
I like dark beers, you know that, but this is
shocking to me.
Nothing that I've...
So, I don't pick up any honey at all, but I could be so blended in. Maybe. But I would never say honey if I didn't know beforehand, so I wouldn't.
No, the beer we did last time, that was a honey beer.
It's a really thick, heavy...
This would be the honey made from bees that had flown up from the pits of hell.
Yeah, those hell bees.
English major.
I have no... I'm not have any negative perception of it. I'm not enamored of it, like overwhelmed saying 100 out of 100, but I have to give it an A+. I think it is extraordinary. It's like exquisite, gourmet, and all of those things. But you can rate it anything you want.
Get this taste out of my mouth. I don't even know if I can give it a letter.
I think it would pair well with your more pungent cheeses, your Limburger or your Gorgonzola. But
if I had this with Limburger cheese, my tongue would fall out.
But I had enough to eat today. And actually, this is not a good beer for me right now because I had such a kind of a heavy lunch. I'm not going to eat anything else today.
Oh,
so I would rather on a lighter stomach.
Oh my God.
So anyway, I got my rating there. So folks, we're waiting on Liza to give her score. So give your score, please. We beg of you.
God, this is the last thing Macbeth tasted before he died. I don't understand, but. Here, you just can't even. Does it? I don't even know if I can give it a letter. Can I? I feel like it needs like a Roman numeral or like an ancient Sumerian.
You must.
Can I give it some symbol from the Kabbalah?
There's a little.
Can I give it like a?
Just give it a score.
Futhark rune, because this is not.
Just give it a score before all the people that watch my channel unsubscribe. All right, begging you.
Dang, I'm gonna be like a non-committal teacher, and I'm gonna give it like a B+, because I don't even know what to do.
So you do, in some ways.
I'm still drinking it. I'm still drinking it. I don't.
All right, so you're not saying it's bad. You're just saying it's so shocking that you're not. It's hard to deal with. Okay, we can accept that. But would you recommend that people buy it and try it?
Yeah, so you can understand what this experience is. It's like the equivalent of like.
So buy it and try it, and you may like it.
Like a fiddle player, and like a
fiddle player,
worshiper of Bacchus and James Blake. Like if they all had a baby.
And the Khmer Rouge and
oh my God.
Pol Pot and Hung Samrin.
Wait, you gotta do the outro.
Oh yeah. Okay, so Les Bon Temps Roulé.
Oh.
An outstanding beer, if not shocking. And I'm going to end this review by saying, y'all come on down to New Orleans.
Whew.